Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Alex. Today we're going to be doing a late TBR for the Magical Readathon. For those who don't know, it was created by a YouTuber called Book Roast. I will link her channel below along with a link to the video explaining the whole Readathon thing and how it goes along. But a quick rundown would be that this whole thing is based around Harry Potter. I believe she said this year was third year, since this is the third year they're doing it. And it is centered around the O.W.Ls examination. Later on in the year, I believe they usually do newts. But first round is O.W.Ls. As part of this readathon, in order to know which prompts you're going to be using, you pick a career. That career comes with the requirements that you need. This year is the first year I'm doing it, and I chose to go with Spellmaker. For reasons I won't get into, that is actually highly appropriate for me, so I had to do it. So for Spellmaker, there were 7 prompts, and I also chose to do the extra challenge of being an animagus, which also added the prompt of potions class. I'll get into the prompts and the books I chose. I will attempt to put a picture of the book. All the books I'm doing are ebooks this year, so I don't have physical books, but I will attempt to somewhere probably in this area or just across the whole screen, however I figure out how to do it. Put a picture of the book. I wrote everything down for this in my planner, which ended up looking a bit like this. It's a bit of a mess, but it worked. For Ancient Runes, the prompt was Heart Rune. The book has to have a heart either on the cover or in the title. So the book I chose for this prompt is King of Hearts by Kurakoneko Kamen. This is a gender-bent retelling of Alice in Wonderland. There was a book before this. Actually, I think there might have been a couple, but there was a book before this. This one focuses on, obviously, the King of Hearts, and I'm about 20-ish, 23% through it. I expected it to be a quicker read than it's turning into, but the next class I had, or the next owl I had, was is it arithmancy? The prompt is qualities of 2. Read something outside of your favorite genre. Since my favorite genre is in fact fantasy, I went with a nonfiction book. That would be The Map by Bonnie or Bonnie, I'm not entirely sure. Bonnie Lansbury. This book is, from the offset, it almost seems like a book about law of attraction. It's about changing your universe and making it work for you. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to feel about it, but I figured it would be an interesting read nonetheless. My next owl is astronomy. And I apologize that I'm looking down a lot because I don't have this off the top of my head. It's just, I'm just reading. So astronomy is night class. Read a book. Basically, it's read a book majorly at night or when it's dark. So for that, I'm choosing a fairly quick read, and I'm doing the DC Universe Rebirth Nightwing Volume 1, which the sass of the title Better Than Batman was just, I had to, and it's Nightwing. I know I'm gonna like it. I like comics. I like Nightwing. It seemed an easy choice. Plus it's quick, which means I can read it before bed and it's done. My next class, I keep saying class. My next O.W.Ls is Charms, and that is Lumos Maxima, a book with a white cover. For that book, I'm choosing The Wolf Queen of Japan by Harrison Ware. I don't actually know anything about this book. I saw the cover and it looked really cool. I imagine, my hope is that it's actually really interesting because it's like my favorite things. Wolves, Japan, mythology. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. My next O.W.L is Divination, and that is to use a random number generator to pick the book you're going to read. For this, I got Pan's Labyrinth by, I'm going to mess up saying his name and it's awful because I actually like his work. any of you also struggle with saying names, it's awful. I've heard his name said a lot and I still can't say it. It's a problem. Guillermo del Toro and Cornelia Funk? Pan's Labyrinth was probably visually one of my favorite movies. I know this book is gonna make me cry. From what I understand, it really is just a written version of the movie, and that's fine by me because I kind of at least know where it's going and it's gonna make it easier for me to comprehend and read. But the movie makes me cry, which means I know the book's gonna do it. Why do I do these things to myself? Why does the random number generator do this to me? My next owl is History of Magic, Witch Hunts. So, a book featuring witches or wizards. I chose Witchy Business by Misty Bain. I pretty much like any book that involves witches. I anticipate this being a book I enjoy. All of these books are pretty much books I've gotten free or very low cost or whatever, so I don't actually know the authors. Most of these are completely new to me. My next owl is Transfiguration. Animagus is the prompt. Read a book that includes shape-shifting. This was actually kind of hard for me because I stay away from a lot. Because I read romance a lot and fantasy romance a lot, shape-shifting comes with a lot of things I don't tend to like in romance books. So this was actually kind of tough. But I did find one called Expectant Moon by Alexander Elliott. The cover was neat. It should be interesting to see if it holds a lot of the tropes I don't like. I hope it doesn't. I actually really do hope that I enjoy this book. And for potions for my Animagus training, which that lined up well, the prompt was to read a book under 150 pages. This was another one I struggled very much with. For no other reason than just its habit for me. I don't tend to read books that are under 200 pages. So this was actually difficult. But I did end up finding actually a set of books I have that fall into this. So I am reading The Road to Oz by Frank Baum. It is part of the whole Oz series. I'd been meaning to read this for a while and it fits so well that I just had to put it on my list. That is my TBR for the Magical Owls Readathon. Is it a little daunting? Oh yeah. No, I will be very, very proud of myself if I get through even half of this list because I am a slow reader. But it'll be an interesting journey. Let me know. Are you joining this readathon? Are you joining any readathons? What's your TBR look like this month? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!